Toronto Maple Leafs news of the last minute. Surprisingly, our reporters got this valuable information. But before we get into the news, I'd like to make a request. Subscribe to the channel so we can soon surpass the number of subscribers of Montreal Canadiens. Together, we will conquer the rank of the main news channel. One of the initial acquisitions that the newly appointed general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Brad Treliving, finalized was a 3-year contract with free agent Ryan Reaves, which carried a salary cap impact of $1.35 million. While the Toronto Maple Leafs have faced considerable backlash for the agreement, the reality remains that Reaves will be an active member of the team for the foreseeable future. What the team gains is a tenacious forward who is arguably the most intimidating player in the league. As soon as the season commences, he has the chance to rally the fan base behind him by asserting his presence against a few players who have crossed the boundaries with the team in recent years. We take a brief break from this news broadcast to bring you a relevant announcement. We want to point out that if you want to continue receiving the latest related news via YouTube suggestions, it is imperative that you leave your support by clicking the like button on this video. Thank you for your collaboration. Now, let's continue with the news coverage. The top 5 notable adversaries. Here's a compilation of 5 players that Reaves could acquaint himself with. Radko Gudas, Anaheim Ducks. It's quite plausible that once news broke about Reaves signing with Toronto, Radko Gudas made a swift departure. Shortly after the Toronto Maple Leafs signing became public, Gudas inked a deal with Anaheim. The 33-year-old defenseman has a history across the league of creating adversaries, although he hadn't built up much animosity against the Leafs until this past season. Fans' aversion to Gudas began in January of the previous year, following a borderline low hit on Pierre Engvall. Gudas refused to engage in a fight after the questionable hit, which intensified fans' antipathy. After Gudas sent the lanky forward tumbling to the ice with the controversial hit, Zach Aston Reese approached for a confrontation, but Gudas chose to remain passive, drawing Czar into a roughing penalty. During the recent playoff series, Gudas executed a dangerous hit on David Kampf after the whistle, which went unpunished. Fortunately, Kampf emerged uninjured and quickly regained his footing, but Gudas managed to evade any penalty, a trend that has occurred far too frequently. The final instance transpired on the season's last play. With the Leafs' playoff aspirations hanging by a thread in overtime, Nick Cousins initiated an odd-man rush against Toronto. As Cousins entered the offensive zone's center, Calle Järnkrok struggled to block the passing lane, enabling the Florida forward to secure the series-deciding overtime goal. Upon reviewing the replay, it became evident that Gudas had grasped the Maple Leafs player's stick, preventing Järnkrok from making a play on Cousins. In a quintessential Gudas manner, devoid of sportsmanship, he loomed over rookie Joseph Woll, shouting in his face. One might hope that Reaves could confront Gudas when the two teams face off in January. However, considering Gudas's reluctance to engage with Czar, it's conceivable that he might fully evade confrontation with Reaves as well. So fans, what is your perception of this news? Are you aligned with it, or do you have a different view? Share your opinion in the comments section. This plays a crucial role in helping our beloved team understand your feelings. Stay tuned, as I will be back soon with more updates.